So we learned that Alamo's mama is the coldest bee in the game. Rue got fire slapped from her. And speaking of fire, at the end, she found the burning bush, you guys. It's time to get back into Euphoria. We got to talk about it.
Eyes on me, apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you in it, apply that. Love up on it, give along, need it. I don't want no trip, baby, spray like it's
Here. My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie. You guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. This is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all the things TV and movie related. Y'all know I'm here to put you on. Back to talk Euphoria, Season 3, Episode 6, Stand Still and See, honey. Stand still and know. What I'm going to say, just out of the gate, off the bat, I will say Sam knows he can knit a yarn, all right, if he wants to. He has an eye, he has a perspective. He's actually got a really great eye in terms of cinematic universes and all of those things. And I wasn't mad, but let's get into it, you guys. We start out this episode with a blast from the past. We are going and finding out Alamo's origin story and why he'll never let a bee play with him, right? And it all started out with his mama, Danielle Deadweiler, who tens across the board. She looked incredible. She looked amazing. They lit her appropriately. She looked good. Like everything looked really great. I'd be interested if he can keep it clean in a 70s, a period piece from Sam. It looked so good. So anyway, we're back here and mama meets a man who is been disfigured, and immediately I didn't like him because why are you giving this baby chocolate? I didn't know where Sam was going. I'm traumatized as we speak, but it actually turned out that this was a really nice man. He came into their lives, wanted to be a father to Alamo, wanted to be a good man to Alamo's mama, and we're building things. He's buying her Cartier. Listen, he got a settlement because of the accident, because of the fire, and so he is doting on them, spoiling them rotten, and we think everything's going. They're even taking vacations. Alamo says this was the best summer of his entire life. We get out there, come home to an apartment emptied of all of the fine leather goods. Treat yourself. Fine leather goods. Everything was gone. And immediately, mama packs her duffel bag, honey, and grabs her son and says, listen, you got to do, bye, your bad luck. And the man is like, I can fix it. I can make it right. She's like, how you going to fix it? How you going to make it right? You didn't spend all your money. And we get over to the destination, honey. We have to leave town. And all the while, Alamo's wondering why. This was a good man, mama. He was kind. We went on vacation. Why can't you let him fix it? All of these things. We get over there and again, find out that Alamo's mama is the coldest hoe in the game. Listen, she played that man, set him up to get him robbed. All of the fine leather goods are in this new place, and she's moving on. And she says, listen, you could be mad, Alamo, but you ain't have to look at his ugly stuff every day. From that day forward, Alamo made a vow he would trust no hoe. Money over bees, right? Pimps up, hoes down, like I said last week. Now, what I will say, I'm not necessarily mad at the origin story. I question the placement of it in the season, but it was super aesthetically pleasing. It did give us a background into who Alamo is, but I feel like it's a little bit late. We already know he was pimps up, hoes down. So I really wonder what part of the narrative that it served. But I was excited to see Danielle Deadweiler over here. I was excited to see Kwame over here. We know him from The Wire. We left Rue in the end of last episode, neck deep in the ground, and Alamo riding with a polo mallet ready to knock her block off, or so we thought. He comes careening down, and I immediately was like, oh my gosh, she's at least going to get touched. But alas, no. He gets off of his noble steed and has his polo mallet and is ready to knock her block off again. And she says, look, I can fix it. I can call Faye. She can take a picture of the lock. We can get a key made. This whole plan to get back whatever Alamo had in this safe. And Faye says, listen, as long as I can keep the money. We find out about her little supremacist boo, tattoos of it all. Again, I don't know why we go over here. I really don't. Drew calls on Fez's name because, listen, my friend wouldn't be in jail if it wasn't for you. He helped you, so now you help me, Faye. Faye says all I have to do is take a picture. So again, Faye's going to be a double agent, I suppose, over here. I really liked Faye in season 2, and I was really hoping that we were going to get more from her, but I don't know why I thought that because she's really insignificant. But I guess she will play towards the plot as she did take the picture, I assume, because later in the episode we do see her getting the key made. The white supremacist says, listen, you're in here. You're doing the dope. She says, listen, but the dope doesn't work. I've been on the toilet for 2 hours. It doesn't work. It's not real dope. But he says, you're trying it. You know what I mean? And we're supposed to be trying to make a baby. I don't want to give birth to any creepy crawlies. The people in the Discord said that they are, in fact, the creepy crawlies. So I don't know where we go from that, but we know that they're family planning. Does it push the story along? Do we feel like we know more? Hey, I don't know. Anyway, back to LA. I love LA. I live LA, right? We see Cassie, and she is going in now for her part, right? Her small walk on part in this role opposite Dylan. And read the lines, Cassie. But when she's there, she has a flashback to her wedding night when Nas comes in and brutally attacks Nate. And so now she is flashing back and she's basically giving a monologue at this point about the night. And this is supposed to be my wedding. And unbeknownst to her, unbeknownst to Lexi, unbeknownst to everybody else, Sharon Stone's character and the director's character, they absolutely love this because what's going on? She's off script, but I love it. Dylan is interacting with her. She's emotional. She's giving all of the things. And Lexi immediately is pissed off. And again, y'all know Lexi is the voice of reason, and they have relegated her to being the jealous sister. And I really hate that. It comes out even more this episode. And I just really honestly think it's played out. I think we saw that before. I think we've seen enough of it from her. I really wanted to see her evolve from that picture. But alas, they love Cassie. Let's talk to Cassie. So Cassie, what is it you do? And immediately we see Lexi throwing shade. Oh, she does OnlyFans. So it's Smex work? Yeah. So tell them about you teaching people how to do the things. And I'm like, Lexi, my God, just relax. Immediately they're like, let's save you. Because what is a mid woman going to do in Hollywood? They're going to fall up. And so immediately just get rid of that OnlyFans. You'll be on the show. We're going to make you a regular. This is your big break, Cassie. And so now Cassie has to contend with this decision of, do I give up this huge bag for my content being wanted, whatever that's satisfying? Because I honestly think for Cassie, it's not just about the money. I think that's a big part of it. I think a lot of it is the attention, the adoration, the whatever, the spectacle, the popularity of it that's doing something for her with the OnlyFans content. And so she really is trying to figure out what's going on. She tries to call Nate. Nate's not available. I'm thinking you're under contract with Maddie. Maddie should really be the one that you're calling in the moment. But listen, I'm making a decision. And Lexi's like, we don't know if you're going to be permanent yet. We don't know if you're going to be a regular. We don't know if you're going to be a walk-on. We don't know. And she's like, listen, I got to do it. She deletes her OnlyFans, y'all, after hemming and hawing a bit about it. But that's a big bag to let go. And she decided that she is going to bet it all on herself and she is going to make her way in Hollywood. Lexi gets an opportunity this episode because of her sister. Hey, why don't you try writing an episode? You did such a great job bringing your sister on. How about you take a step up and write? Now, what Lexi's going to do with this opportunity, I don't know. We've seen what she does before. And I fear I don't know. Speaking of Maddie, though, right? Because Maddie doesn't know anything that's going on with Cassie in this moment because she's so busy out over at Alamo's at the Silver Slipper trying to get Magic and Kitty and the girls over there that she's recruited into this whole thing. And so we have this Python photo shoot with Cassie, very Britney, very slave for you moment. And the other girls, Magic with her neck brace, Kitty, hey, we've got the 3-pack, all of those things. But in this moment, we do see, I think, an internal conflict with Maddie because I don't necessarily think I like this. Let me ask Alamo about getting the girls some time off. And immediately, you're not taking these hoes. These is my bees. And I think for she's finally getting the realization of what this is, baby. This isn't a unionized Smex working club, baby. This is pimping. That pimping, and you can't come in and take my girls out. She's like, well, I think it'd be great just for them to get her approved. Do I pay you to think? Because why are all the hoes in my life trying to come and play with me? Bishop in this moment comes in, and we see this little moment exchanged between Bishop and Maddie. And I'm questioning, what are y'all doing? She introduces herself, and he's kind of cold, but then Alamo gets on this thing about people out to get him and all of that. And Bishop says, of all the people out to get you, I do not believe that Maddie Perez is one of them. I don't want to see a romance between Bishop and Maddie. I just don't want to see it. But again, this is going to call into question Maddie's virtue, I feel like, in terms of your ethics. What are you going to do in this moment? Are you going to try to free these girls? Are you going to try to show them a better life and take them from Alamo? Or are you going to sit there? We also see a scene later on in the episode where Rue is trying to warn Maddie, Alamo is not a great guy. And she says, I know how to handle him. I got this. And baby, Maddie, I fear you don't. And I'm really nervous about how this is all going to culminate. I believe we only have 2 episodes left this season. So y'all drop it in the comments if you have any predictions about what's going to happen with Maddie and the whole entire Alamo situation. While all of that's happening, Rue gets the final conversation because Alamo and Laurie finally meet up and Rue records it all. He has these ambulance services that go to Mexico. Again, we're getting into the trafficking of it all. And Laurie makes him a proposal. Listen, hey, I know there's been beef between us, all of those things, but if you let us use your ambulance service, we can get our dope from Mexico to here. It'll be perfect. No harm, no foul. One run, we're done, and we're square. Everything's good. And he spits on his hand. She spits. They shake hands. He grabs her and says, don't hold me, girl. Don't think you're going to bend me over, because he's got some obsession about being bent over. And immediately she reacts, right? She's a little bit fearful. Her crew is looking very scared, but they agree. It's an uneasy piece. And she asks that Rue drives. He's immediately like, hell no, nah, I have somebody else I trust more than Rue. You don't trust Rue? And it's like a thing. Anyway, we take this information back to the DEA, thing 1 and thing 2, because basically they're useless in my opinion. And I thought they were mandatory reporters. Why aren't y'all telling them about the human trafficking? Why aren't you getting somebody in on that? I get the dope is one thing, but there are lives hanging in the balance. We have the conversation and they're like, listen, that's all we need from you now. And she's like, that's it? I'm good for now. And so immediately she feels free. And so what does she do when she feels free? She goes over to her house, or her bay's accommodations that's being paid for by her married boyfriend, sugar daddy. We get over there and Jules is painting very angrily the red of it all, the peens, because apparently she is peen obsessed. She can't draw or paint without a peen being represented. And Rue is just sitting there, I want a life, I want a family, I want to have kids. I'm ready to settle down. And Jules is like, well, who? Like me? Girl, you can't. What you gonna do? Yeah, because you know that man you're jealous. He ain't never gonna want you. He ain't never gonna want you. He ain't never gonna leave his wife for you, girl. What do you think this is? I might as well come over here and be with a real hero who can make you a real housewife. And I'm like, Rue, you have nothing. You don't even have a house. Jules says, listen, you almost got me put out of here. I'm not about to play with you. So why don't you get the F out? All right. And stop playing with me. Next thing I know, Rue is picking herself off the ground with the painting knocked over and everything. Jules knocked the dog snot out of Rue. Because who you playing with? And it's a hard truth, Jules, but for this one time, Rue really told the truth. And I think she was sober in the moment. She told you the truth. That man is never leaving his wife for you, sister. He keeps you in the closet in his little secret. And people don't like the truth being told. Again, I just really wish we knew what happened with Jules over these years. I just really knew what happened. I think it's so hard to just stick us here and not really have context around how Jules became this person that she is today. We saw some things in her younger years, but by the time we left Jules, she was more fully actualized, I think, than she is present day. But you guys drop it in the comments and let me know what you think. Rue is brokenhearted at that point. Listen, I need to go to the church house because I have to sit with this, right? She goes to the Catholic church and she's sitting there and she gets a call from mom. Now we know that the DEA agents were listed as mom in her phone. So she immediately, what's up? What you want? And this time it's really her mom. However, we only get 30 seconds of Nika King actually speaking. This is all one-sided. And I watched the post show and Sam says, listen, we didn't need to know. We just needed to feel the emotion of the call, of what it's like to call a parent and know that you're disappointed or this is hard and life is hard right now. So we didn't so much need her. And I'm like, I don't understand why y'all wouldn't give us that back and forth. It felt mailed in just like it felt with Fez, to me, in my opinion. And Rue has a moment and she breaks down. And I guess I just figured redemption can exist and we get into this conversation. She doesn't want to be stuck with all of the mistakes that she's made. And it wasn't satisfying for me. I really thought the reunion between Rue and her mom was going to be a pivotal moment that was going to move me to tears. And I was just really going to feel it. But it doesn't for me. It doesn't. Anyway, she drives off, right? And we end up in the desert. She sees the Joshua tree on fire and it's Rue in the burning bush. Listen, I guess this is her moment of transformation, her moment of epiphany, her moment of change. If they're liking it to the Bible and the burning bush, I guess she's taking this as God answering her prayers. That there is hope for Rue, there is redemption for Rue, there is a future for Rue. Is there? I don't know. Hell, I hope so. I don't know what to make of it. While all of this is going on, Nate is still running for his life. He done destroyed the endangered flowers as the reason he couldn't develop on this site. Oz man comes over there and beats him up in the broad daylight. I don't know. We see Cassie receiving Nate's toe and finger now. And now that she's canceled her OnlyFans, what will his fate be? How is she going to get this bag? Because that show is not going to pay her that much. But you guys, overall, out of 5 sweet peas, I gave this episode 3 sweet peas. I thought the first segment of the episode was really well done. Like I said, it gave us background, it gave us historical reference for his narrative. But again, where do we go from here? I don't know. Again, overall, this was a fine episode. Like that, I actually stayed and watched the after show. I wasn't mad at it. But you guys drop it in the comments. Let me know what you thought of episode 6. Please be sure to like, subscribe, do all of the things, y'all. And I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.